Hey, my Legion, it's 11:02, and just when you thought it was safe to turn on your TV set again, Sci-Fi Channel just showed another silly shark movie called Ghost Shark. Now, after the success of Sharknado, I mean, it even played in theaters for like one night and it sold out, which is insane. But they had to try to top themselves with Ghost Shark. Now, I'll be honest, sometimes Ghost Shark makes Sharknado look like Citizen Kane. I mean, this is the movie that's so bad, it's good in parts. Not the whole movie's good. Well, anyways, it involves, right at the beginning, they have this guy's in this fishing competition at night. It's a little bit like Old Man to Sea, believe it or not. See the Spencer Tracy Old Man to Sea, it's really good. Well, anyways, they're trying to fish this, land this one type of fish in this one boat. This one guy and this girl and a captain. And it's some competition where he'd get like some prize or something like that if he'd get it by midnight. Well, anyways, he was trying to get the fish, and then he pulled it out, and it was only half the fish. And it was attacked. It was eaten partially by this shark that looked like it was rubber, made out of rubber, or with like a puppet action, like someone had like their hand in there making his mouth move. The effects in this movie are terrible. And well, she had. So he killed that thing, and then he said he was going to kill the shark for doing it. He said, "Get my hot sauce." Now, I'd like to know what kind of hot sauce the guy had, because I love hot sauce stuff. But he got hot sauce that cool, and the shark came up, and he poured a bunch of hot sauce down his mouth, and then he got a grenade and put it in the shark's mouth, and it blew up really, 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 really fake. And then all of a sudden, you see the shark swim into this cave. He's dying, right? And all of a sudden, all these mystical signs start shining in the cave, and all of a sudden, he dies and he becomes the ghost shark. And he comes back, and he gets both the guy and the girl and the captain. He killed all of them. Well, anyways, then they go to credits, and then the bad part of the movie, so they have the kid actors, the teenage actors, and the actors are horrible, and the kid actors are so boring. That's what really, really brings the movie down. The only good actor in this is Richard Mall. Richard Mall's in this. If you remember, he's Bull from Night Court, and he was also in cool movies like that Clint Howard movie Evil Speak, and also a really low budget movie before Richard Band or Charles Band started Full Moon Video. They used to have Empire Pictures, and these are movies that were made in Romania that showed in theaters. And Richard Mole was in a really, I love the movie, a really unusual movie called The Dungeon Master. And that played for like a week or two on the drive, and then it was gone. But I mean, he was in that. And then the last movie I really saw Richard Mullen was Spider's 2 Breeding Ground, which I liked. But I mean, he claimed his most famous role was he played Bull on Night Court, and he was the best actor in the movie. And even when he was at bad acting, he was like, "All right," and he slammed his hand down on the truck. It was still entertaining when he's on screen. But aside from that, all the other actors are awful. There's a guy who runs the museum. He's not bad. He's okay, but he looks like he looks like I don't know. He looks a little bit like John Voight or something like that, but it's not him. Well, anyways, that's where they bet a lot of the camera work and stuff. It's just not. It doesn't look right the way and stuff. The best parts of the movie is when it gets silly, because this shark comes out of any type of form of water. You know, the tagline for the movie is "If it's wet, you're dead." That's what the tagline is. And it was in a pool, and this guy dove in this pool with these kids. It dove up, you know, and took the kid up, and you see this girl with a beer bottle. All of a sudden, the guy's head fell on top of the beer bottle. That's funny. And then, a whole bunch of, and then they show the cops, and they show them fishing the head out, and they put the head in a bag. That's funny. And they have a bunch of other crazy, funny stuff like, one of the best scenes in the movie. They have like a 10-minute block. They have this plumber driving this house, and across the street you see these really nice looking women in bikinis washing a car, and they were doing like sexy car washing and stuff. And this little bratty kid threw a bunch of dirt on his car when he left, and he drove up to the girls, and he was watching them, and like, you know, all excited and stuff, watching the girls. And then the shark attacks them, and then like you see a bucket of water, and see the girl's body go down in there, like the shark's attacking her from the bucket of water. It's that, it's that stupid. And the guy's fixing, the plumber's inside fixing the pipes, and then the shark gets him through the little pipes, and you see the guy being dragged in to eat. Nuts. And the slip and slide part was, there was a slip and slide with like a little shark head, and they go through, these kids go through there. All of a sudden this kid went like that through there, and then the shark came up like that and drug him. That's funny. What other things happened? Like, I was talking to some people at work, and I said it'd be really crazy if he came out of a glass of water or something like that. That happened in the movie. At the sheriff department, like I said, all the other actors are horrible except for Richard Mullen. And at the sheriff's department, they had like that drink dispenser where you push it in, and it releases the water and stuff like that. Apparently, a shark got in there, and the guy filled the water, and then he drank it with the shark inside, and all sorts of like. And he splits open, and the shark comes right out. That's funny. That was funny, but it's so badly done. The effects are so cheap. What else happened? There was a scene where these bratty kids were, you know how like the firemen all let the fire extinguisher spray water on, and the kids were playing in the water. These teenagers telling these kids to get out of the water, the shark's coming, the shark's coming. And the little kids are real brats, and they said, we ain't doing that. And they try to run the kids with the car, you know, the truck, so they move out of the way. And then they get out of the truck, and then the kids start chasing them. And when the kids are running, the shark comes like that, and then you see like half bodies, the kids running like this, like the second little halves of the body. That was so funny. This is like, some of this is like Monty Python type stuff. You know, what's that? It's like Monty Python. My dad thought this movie was incredibly stupid. And it was really funny. And then there's a part when, what's that? There's a part when they were trying to do Sing of Jaws. Like, there's some folklore with the town that didn't make any sense, so I didn't really follow that. And these two guys were trying to drive a boat out into the sea, like in Jaws and stuff like that. And then it gets to one guy, and the guy goes, and then the other guy goes down, and the shark comes up through the toilet. And it drags the guy down. You see the guy going down like this, and his legs are up, and the guy's body's down like this. And later on in the movie, you see Richard Mullen come in the ship, and you see like the guy, he's like barely on his head, like, and Richard Mullen's like, son of a bitch, like that. It's crazy, you know. It would have been really funny if they really went over the top. Well, they did go over the top, but like they had a guy taking a piss, and the shark comes out of the guy's wiener, and then eats him. That would be funny. Or like the tagline is, if it's wet, you're dead. Like if you're with your girlfriend, she gets wet, and the shark comes out of her pussy and eats you. That would be nuts too. But they weren't going to show that. It's really a crazy movie. It's so bad. It's kind of good in parts, and some of the parts suck. But the worst thing was just those kids. They were so boring. Wait a second. Someone else wanted to say something.
Yes, it is I, Scarface Man, the review monster. I just want to say, Ghost Shark is so scary, you might actually wet your pants. Now back to Jason Callan.
Well, anyways, it's one of the ones you guys see, but I mean, they're trying to just go nuts with this whole thing. Just because Sharknado was a giant success, and who knew, you know? But it's just a crazy movie, so It's so bad, it's kind of good in parts. It's not great. But the silly parts with the shark in the water is great. Like show like a shark coming out of mud puddles and stuff like that. That's good. That's funny. It's cheap. It's funny though. So until next time, take care, my leech.